SLO Restaurant Month is here this January. Let's show some love to our local eateries during their SLO season. Restaurants across San Luis Obispo are stepping up with delicious menus and amazing deals. Don't miss your chance to taste the best of SLO. Head to visitslo.com/restaurant month today.
You're up and at 'em.
Tractor systems are offline.
We are Beyond FM.
Beyond FM.
The future of broadcasting is here.
Up and at 'em with Adam Montiel. It's community content from Concentrate. It's Up and at 'em with Adam Montiel.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Yes, some say life is just where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
Hump Day Wednesday, let's go. Thank you for connecting here. Thanks for being up and at 'em. My name is Adam Montiel. Today, SLO Restaurant Month. Can you imagine what if losing everything was the first thing that set you free? Coming up, you'll meet Beda Schmidthues, the art entrepreneur who he and his wife watched their business disappear during the recession of '08, only to find himself starting over in the most unlikely way. It didn't begin with a grand opening or a business plan. It started at he and his wife's house. Friends gathered, food was cooked, a German flag would go up, and if you knew, you knew. Beda's was open. Part dinner party, part speakeasy, all hospitality. And today, that same spirit lives on at Beda's Biergarten in the Lowbro, one of San Luis Obispo's most beloved places to eat, drink, gather, actually connect. We'll talk about the power of starting over, the dish that holds his childhood, and why he says he was born to do this. Just didn't find out till almost 50 years old. And the real difference between Oktoberfest and BedaFest, you're going to love that, and why one of them feels a whole lot more like home. Can't wait to introduce you to Beda from Beda's Biergarten as we're in our final week of SLO Restaurant Month. We've been talking about it all month long. San Luis Obispo bringing back SLO Restaurant Month, for year 2. Technically, it's like year 3, but we did Restaurant Week that, 3 years ago. And it's kind of like SLO saying, go eat well and don't feel bad about it. All month long, more than 60 local restaurants, breweries, wineries, cafes, all rolling out special deals, whether it's discounted dishes, happy hour steals, full-on pre-fee menus that really, they work. They punch out. You could score a free wine tasting at El Lugar on Thursday, or maybe lounge for $35 with a 3-course lineup at Luna Red, or maybe breakfast for 2 for $40 at Bon Temps. That was a great interview, by the way. Got to check that out. January, usually a slow month for restaurants, so this really a perfect excuse to show some love to the places that keep SLO delicious year-round. And maybe finally try that spot you always talked about but never got to, or maybe try a new dish at a spot that you always frequent but get the same thing. Local restaurants actually saw a 4% year-over-year bump in sales tax revenue, so this is real impact. Restaurant Month works. The city's teamed up once again with Up and at 'em, so we've been doing all kinds of interviews, going out and doing some content with Share SLO. We've got more restaurants involved than ever this year, so it's just been awesome. So check out visitslo.com/restaurant month. You got to the end of the week, right? Saturday, January 31st. Tip well, maybe loosen that belt notch a bit, because January in SLO has gotten a whole lot tastier.
It's Up and at 'em with Adam Montiel.
All right, he is the kind of guy who can serve you a perfect schnitzel, pour you a German beer, and before you know it, you're talking about life, loss, and why community matters. Beda Schmidthues is the heart behind Beda's Biergarten in San Luis Obispo, Lower Broad, Lowbro neighborhood, you already know. A place born not from a business plan, but just from backyard dinners, a garage full of friends, a flag that said, come on over. After losing everything in the recession, he and his wife, Helga, did what they've always done. They cooked, they shared, they gathered, they had some drinks. And somehow that turned into one of the most beloved spots in SLOCal. Welcome to Up and at 'em, the beer man himself. That's Bier, of course. Beda Schmidthues, thank you so much for being up and at 'em.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a long time. I mean, we first chatted years ago. You have done so much for the community with Beda's Biergarten. Look, you didn't just open a restaurant. I mean, you kind of built a space where people could put their phones down, actually talk to one another, and which is rare. It's really kind of sacred. Was there a moment maybe in the backyard or the garage, maybe after the recession, anytime when you looked around and thought, this is it. This is what I was meant to build?
Not really. It was way more happenstance. I mean, it happened. We were having parties and all of a sudden people said, hey, you should open a restaurant. And we were just, we lost everything we ever owned during the Great Recession. And we were just, happy, go lucky and making ends meet. But then this idea with the restaurant came and we said, hell yeah, because, there isn't really anything in San Luis Obispo or around that has this German or corner pub feeling. And so we just did it, and it was, it wasn't really this one moment. It was more a build-up.
Yeah, because 2008, it hit hard.
Oh, shit, yeah.
You and Helga, you're totally fine. No FCC. You just be as you are, my man. You and Helga, like you said, you lost everything.
Yeah, we were in the art business, and the art business was basically, dead.
Yeah.
I mean, dead. And then we just, as I said, we survived, and then in 2011 we started, having parties and doing things, and then people said, hey, you're good at this. Why don't you open a restaurant? And then we found, people that helped us build it, and and it was a real community effort.
I mean, literally a community effort, because it started out, and I know sometimes you kind of get wishy-washy over the term speakeasy, but it was like we would put this German flag up, and when that German flag was up outside your house, it meant, let's go.
Yeah,
let's
people
go.
could come in, and everybody was like, we had a hell of a good time.
I bet.
It was great.
In choosing your spot, I mean, before we're seeing, they call it that Lowbrow neighborhood, Lower Broad. The airport is doing great. There's more things. You've been there for a while, though. There's more things now. That Duncan Alley is exciting.
It's amazing.
Some great makers. Look where we are here with the Lowbrow Studios. Right. We're in a great winery that's, doing a lot for the community. So you could have chose downtown. You could have chose these other places. Yeah, you shudder at that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You really wanted to be a place where tourists and college kids, we want the locals. We want our neighbors.
From the beginning, we said never downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, we looked from 2012 on, and we looked in downtown, but really only because to look. We actually looked at the old, the shack on the other side of town.
Oh my gosh, yeah, on Foothill.
We looked at the old Dennis, which is now the
car wash.
We looked at where Taste is now, when it was the Mazda dealer, or we looked at everything, but nothing really caught our. And then, funny thing, our very good friend Joel, an architect, and he said, don't get desperate. We'll find the right spot, and then this one came up. Higher Grounds was for sale, and I wasn't convinced, but Helga and Joel said, this is it. And I said, okay, because we had looked at it when it was for sale half a year before. And I said, yeah. And then we said, and then we looked around, and in a way, we always knew that the town is growing this way, the airport and the things that were happening already. And so we did it, and the rest is history.
You bring up Helga, and of course I knew I was going to bring her up sometime during this conversation, because there's really something really adorable about your relationship. Whether I see you in Meadow Park holding hands, or I see you at an event, we saw each other at a Christmas event at the Terry's house. There's a partnership, a real partnership with the two of you, and you fill each other's voids, and you complement each other's weaknesses, and it's a really beautiful
amplify
story.
each other's weaknesses.
It's a beautiful story with you two, though.
Well, we've been married now for 44 years in May, and yeah, we're partners. I mean, we've been partners in business for 30 years. I mean, or longer. We've always did all the businesses together, and we have two totally different. She is more in the background, the administration, and I'm more the face and the but yeah, it has always been us together.
What are the parts of that are hard, challenging, and what are the parts that you're just so grateful for to have your sweetheart be that partner in these endeavors of a business sense?
Basically, I am, belligerent and we do, and Helga is more the steady one and keeps my feet on the ground and which is not always. I mean, obviously we discuss things sometimes, or a lot, and it's not always happy-go-lucky.
Sure.
Because but it's a great way to have a business and to make it successful. You know? And she's always been very supportive. And so it's been great through all the businesses. But we've always worked together.
There is this transition of late with Bedas, where you, of course, it's your namesake, and you still have a lot to do with it. We're going to hear. We're talking. Right. I talked to you about Restaurant Month, but there are some other folks in the partnership and that are managing the day-to-days. What did that feel like? I just in here a few days ago, I had, Phil Lang here from Bon Temps and the new owner, George Parsons. And there is something really heavy about passing that torch.
Beda's Biergarten is our baby, period. But, I'm 71. My health isn't what it used to be. I'm not as strong anymore. And after 40 years of running businesses, I'm ready to just take a step back, not be out, but don't have to, the day to day. But it is our baby. We'll continue to go there. We'll continue to be involved. We're still, we're the founders. We're still the face, So, but it's not, but it's great, because it stays exactly the way we envisioned it, because our partner from the beginning said, I don't want to change this. I don't want this to change. I want this to, to be exactly what you envisioned, because this is why he bought it, because he was a regular. He loves it.
Yeah. You've said before that some of these dishes, they're not from specific regions. They're just recipes that you loved growing up with, right? Is there a dish on your menu that, has some deep personal memory? One bite instantly takes you back.
I would say the one thing is the sauerkraut Auflauf, the sauerkraut casserole, because when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, we went to a little village in the Sauerland in the middle of Germany, and I was there 22 times on vacation, and I became sort of part of the family, and that was there where the owner chef, she made that, and it was wonderful. And that is probably the one dish where I have really strong memories with. It's cool. The other ones, like the currywurst. Okay, every time after I came back from practice playing sports, I stopped at my favorite Pommesbude. It was just like a snack stop, and got currywurst and fries. It's like pommes.
Yeah.
But I think the sauerkraut casserole is probably the one that I have the longest relationship with.
Yeah. What is, I mean, there's a story, you driving down the grade and, fields are glowing, the sun's setting, and you say this term, which pretty much means like, holy shit, right? What was there? I can't even pronounce it. Adu Hilij.
Ach, was?
Ach du Hilij Shalasi?
Ach du heilige Scheiße? No, ach du große Scheiße.
Oh, yeah. And what does that mean?
Ach du,
shit,
big shit.
Yeah. Like you were just taken, your eyes
Well,
were...
it's like I always tell the story. I mean, the first time I came, I've driven through San Luis Obispo on 101 many times before, but you drive through. You don't see anything. And then I come down, that one day it was always like I come down the grade and, the sun is setting and it's just gorgeous. And I go off and it's a Thursday night. So I come to San Luis Obispo, there's the farmer's market. And I said, wow, and it's like, obviously, I embellished the story a little bit and said, I landed in Shangri-La or whatever, No, but it was just like, it was a love story that just like instant,
Yeah.
So,
you immigrated here, I want to say in the 80s.
84.
And, with immigration being in the headlines for all kinds of reasons of late, what is starting a business now you've been in California probably longer than you've been in Germany, right?
Absolutely. I've been in San Luis Obispo longer than in Germany.
Wow.
In the 80s and 84, it didn't seem simple then, but it was incredibly simple.
Yeah.
We came with a container full of furniture, a 9-month-old daughter, and we had a job through my sister who was already living in Carmel. And we came and we immediately applied for a green card and we just, it wasn't nobody was afraid that, oh God, you're going to get, obviously I had some instance where I thought, oh my God, what do I do? Nobody cared.
Yeah.
So it was different times.
What is California, U.S., San Luis Obispo, all these things, what does it represent when you look at the opportunity you were afforded here and then the life that you and Helga grabbed by the horns and took ownership of?
It's basically, it's like, I don't think I could have done what we did here, or we could have not done what we did here in Germany, because it's totally different. This was an adventure. We grabbed it. We went through many different phases. We had different companies. And this is basically, the restaurant is the accumulation of all the interesting things we've done before, mostly in the art business. And it's and again, when we visited my sister in Carmel, we fell in love with California. No, we fell in love with the Central Coast. If she would have lived in Merced or in somewhere, I probably wouldn't be here.
Right. Yeah.
You always say, if she would have been in Bakersfield, it wouldn't be here.
Yeah, right.
But,
no.
But we were able to move to San Francisco and then down to San Luis Obispo, and we're still here.
How do you see the city growing? What are some of the things that it's exciting? Obviously, we talked about the growth into this part of San Luis Obispo, that southern, lower broad part of San Luis Obispo. What things, ignite you and excite you about the present and the future of where we're at?
I think, we used to live out on the other side, on Foothill area. And when we moved here, and we were very happy there, but when we moved over here, it was so much more opportunity or growth potential, and we thought, this is going to be something, and especially this already. We when we lived on Tasarada, we would go to Williams Brothers to go shopping, but that was a day trip almost.
Yeah, right.
In those days, but then we saw the opportunity, and look what's happened here. This is a hub here right now. You can go to so many places, and it's like, it's really cool. And the nice thing also in this area is all the other restaurant owners or staff come to us, we go to them. It's a community. It really is not like in a lot of other things where you are constantly trying to fight the others. No, we're all working together.
Yeah,
because nobody hurts the other person, because we're so different. You know, we all have our own different thing, and so we just love it here. I think it was fate that we got the house on Broad Street and then got to know this area.
You know, it's so cool to see, you know, I interviewed the guy from Shekamu Grill, you know, Persian food. And then you got, I just had, you know, Fabian in here, Ethiopian food, you know, of course, Mexican, of course, all kinds of food. But, you know, German and that cuisine from your home country and that culture, I mean, you don't see a lot of it. So you still have a really special kind of foothold into that cuisine.
Because I don't know, well, psst,
yeah.
Don't open a restaurant. No, but I don't really know why. I think it's too normal, or I don't know. But I mean, Mexican makes sense because, you know,
California,
Italian. It's
big influence.
But and a lot of people think German food is very heavy and I always ask, so you think German food is heavy? What do you had for breakfast today? Oh, I had this great chicken fried steak. Oh, yeah, German food is heavy.
Seriously. Right.
No, because there's a lot of them. I mean, salads and things that aren't.
Yeah.
Yes, we pork and bacon and butter and cream, yes, it's all part of it. But it's not like, you know, if you eat and nothing wrong with, you know, American cakes, but they're full of sugar and Crisco and artificial things. So I think it's a misconception that German food is unhealthy and heavy. Yes, it can be.
But so can
you know, we have a breakfast Schnitzel. Well, yeah, and there is a good Southern style gravy on it, and you know,
nice.
Yes, but we have a lot of heavy food, and you know, in Germany, vegan and vegetarian and all this alternative foods is big. You know, it's not like...
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the cuisines have an ability to kick your ass. I mean, believe me, I'll go, you know, you go to next door to you, Taco Roco, you get one of their big burritos, you're down for the count. Yeah. Or like, I love Spirit of San Luis.
Yeah.
By the airport. They do an incredible job.
Yeah.
And, you know, you mentioned chicken fried steak. They got a great one.
Yes.
So you can also go like to your place. You can get something a little bit lighter fare too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have the heavy ones.
Yeah.
But we have a whole bunch of lighter foods, and it's not like, it's like with every restaurant. You go into an Italian restaurant and you get yourself an Alfredo.
Yeah.
That's
or
that's
lasagna.
not heavy.
Yeah. Exactly. The plate comes out, it's like boom.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the things on the menu that are super popular at Beda's. What are some of those things that if you were to take them off the menu, people would go crazy? Some of the things that you're really excited about. You mentioned, of course, the sauerkraut. Other items on the menu that people love.
Schnitzel is number one.
Which, for someone who doesn't know, explain what that is.
It's Schnitzel. We have two kinds. The original Wiener Schnitzel was veal, but veal is very hard to get, and so we do pork and chicken, and it is basically a slice of pork loin, tenderized and flattened,
like a cutlet, pound down,
pounded out. And then you can have it sautéed, but normally there are breaded, and then we have different gravies, and that is our best seller.
Yeah,
and sausages obviously, and then we also from the beginning we made sure that we had a variety for people to say, but I Americans love sandwiches, which is not the German way.
Really?
But when we opened, we said, you know what, we have to be smart about not alienating people. The same way we're a Biergarten, but we have wine. Because in every table with 8 people, there's one person that wants a glass of wine.
For sure.
We may not have the greatest or very great variety, but we have really good wines, local wines, because you lose customers. And the same we have,
we're on the Central Coast, we're in wine country.
Right, and everybody said, you have to have a burger. I said, no, we're not going to have a burger. And then I said, you know what? Okay, we're not have a burger. We have the Frikadellen, which is the German meatball. And so we have a Frikadellen sandwich, Beda, aka Beda burger.
Yeah.
But it's made with, it's pork and beef with 7 different spices and onions, and so it's like, it's not your regular burger. And we have chicken sandwich. We have 3 different sandwiches, but it's not. That is not our. These are not our best sellers, but they're there for people that want to ease in, or because the sandwiches are great.
Yeah.
You know. So
And you do breakfast, lunch, dinner?
we do breakfast. Breakfast only Saturdays and Sundays
Got it.
from 9:00, which really came about because we're showing soccer. Football, the real football.
Yeah.
Sorry, football fans. American football fans.
Right.
So we decided we're open anyway for soccer games at 8 or 9 o'clock. Might as well have breakfast.
Right.
And we're building that up, and it's great. And and soccer is a major part of our
Heritage or culture.
Beda's
Absolutely.
Biergarten.
Yeah.
And, we always know. People that know us, they know the Euro Cups and the World Cups and the Champions League and stuff.
You guys are going to have a big year next year.
Oh, my
or this
God.
year. Yeah. World Cup, are you ready?
I've already, the first, I always do my bracket myself.
Right.
And it's already, except for the 6 teams that haven't been selected yet, I finished it already.
No way. That's great. I love it.
Yeah, I love doing things like that.
I'm excited. My dad
and
sent
our
me.
new partner or new owner,
Yeah.
he is an Arsenal fan. So he's an Arsenal fan, and I'm a Dortmund fan.
Uh-huh.
He was a Bayern fan, and I was a Liverpool fan. But we said, okay, we can't go into this relationship already. So he became a Dortmund fan, and I became an Arsenal fan.
I love that. There you go. A little compromise.
But again, Beda's about nothing. We are not fanatics. We're fans of food, of people, of drinks.
You're not ultras.
No. When you come to Beda's, in the beginning, I oftentimes said, until everybody knew anyway, that, you come into Beda's, leave all your worries and whatever you don't like at the door, come in, enjoy, forget everything, and just be welcome. And if you want to take your stuff back home later, fine. If not, I'll burn it. So Beda's is there to relax, enjoy, see the camaraderie, the Gemütlichkeit. And this is really what it's all about. Everybody knows everybody. It's sort of like some people in the beginning compared it to Cheers. Okay, but, that is what we really wanted. We wanted a place where people feel welcome and where nobody's judged because of anything, race, politics. From the beginning, the rule was no politics, no religion. We never have fights.
Where everybody knows your name.
Exactly. So no, it's really it's a great place. I mean, as you can tell, I might not own it anymore, but I'm still totally into it.
That's cool. And it seems like you there's a real chill aspect about you. Whether, we talk off the air about some of the challenges with your health or this or that, or, the challenges of, I look at the way you talk about the crash in '08 and how everything was lost. I'm not sure what things were like. I didn't know you. I didn't have the privilege to know you then. But it feels like you go through life with a real up and a positive, enthusiastic outlook. Am I right on that?
Yep. Sometimes I should. I shouldn't. But yeah, I don't. To me, the cup is always at least half full.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's great.
I don't. Yeah, I'm positive. Yeah, and again, that's also that's one of the parts where Helga sees some things more realistic than I do. And that's another great aspect of our relationship.
Let's talk about what you're doing for Restaurant Month. Do you know what your Restaurant Month special is? Or are you a little bit removed? You might be a little removed, where I can find out and I can add it to the end.
No, it's.
Do you? Okay, great.
We do the buy one Schnitzel, get a second one free.
Stop it.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I'll double check and I'll make sure
double check that. But no. But I think that's what it was. Buy one and get buy a two. Yeah, with two sides.
Yeah.
And you get the other, the second one free.
Boom! I love that. That's so cool. And I'll double check and make sure. Yeah. And you're totally fine. I know you're a little bit step back, so you're forgiven if you're a little incorrect on that. But we'll straighten it out. And I'm sure that you're probably right.
Somebody hit me with a baseball bat.
A couple quick hits now. Sauerbraten or Schnitzel for you?
Oh, Schnitzel
all day. Best beer to pair with bratwurst?
Very much a question that everybody will answer differently. Because if you are a Doppelbock fan, you drink Doppelbock with the bratwurst. I'm a Pilsner fan. I drink Pilsner with bratwurst. What would work? Actually, when I get raw bratwurst, and a lot of the beer brats, they have Pilsner or a lager in, because it doesn't fight the taste of the bratwurst. A Doppelbock or a Schwarzbier is stronger. So, it's like that's more for, a Jäger Schnitzel goes great with the Doppelbock, because heavier food, like or when you have goulash.
Oh,
great
goulash.
with, like
my mom used to make goulash. Oh, so good.
You drink it with a red wine, so you eat and red wine. So you probably pair it with a Doppelbock or something a little heavier, or an amber.
Do you and Helga have a great goulash recipe?
Yeah.
I got to get it from you. Yeah. Will you share it? Will you share that?
Yes.
Or is it something you kind of just do it? You just do it in the moment?
No, I mean, we base, goulash, a lot of things in the way we approached everything is keep it simple.
Yeah.
Don't try. The most important thing, whatever you do, use the ingredients or use the juices that come out of the meat. Yes. Don't try to, prepare it in a way that everything that's good in the meat is also in the gravy. Because all those things, stews and everything, are all about the gravy or the broth or things like that.
Yes.
Because when you have, obviously you have to take good meat, but it's all about the preparation. It's all about the juices. Yeah.
Favorite German word that Americans should adopt?
Gemütlichkeit.
Gemütlichkeit.
It means whatever, what we have at Beda's. It's like the camaraderie, the good feeling, it's something you experience. It's not something you explain. When you come in, if you don't feel it, you won't come back. Mm-hmm. We always said that, there's people that they don't like Beda's because it's too close. And that's totally fine with me, but that's just basic. It's Gemütlichkeit, Americans should be more relaxed. Americans should be having more times for themselves. I mean,
go on holiday more.
I come from Germany.
Because they're taking holidays all the time.
When I was 28, I had 6 weeks of vacation a year, paid vacation.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's like I came to America, and after 2 years, I said, why did I go here? I haven't had a damn vacation
No
yet.
one takes vacation here. Least glamorous job you had before Beda's?
The least glamorous job, I would say, when I was selling steel in Germany.
Yeah,
I was in a company that sold steel, but that was, it's basically. But that's also more German. You have your apprenticeship, and then a lot of times, especially in the, the mid in the 50s, 60s, you knew your path. This is my desk, and I'm going to retire here.
Yeah.
Oh, the same was like, this is my apartment. I'm gonna die, or my house, or it's not like here where everything is boom, boom, boom. It's more future. And this is a long time ago. Today, it's not quite that much anymore. I mean, people change more, but it's still way more consistent.
Oktoberfest or BedaFest?
BedaFest.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you why. Because Oktoberfest. Unfortunately, Oktoberfest has become Disneyland, the carnival.
Yeah,
it's not
too touristy.
Yes, and I mean, it's like friends telling me, "Oh, the best Oktoberfest I've ever been to is in Bogota, Colombia." I said, "Okay," but from a traditional point of view, obviously, it's Oktoberfest. I mean, there's nothing like it, but it's not. It's not just Munich anymore. Oktoberfest is everywhere.
One kitchen tool that Beda can't live without?
The Schnitzel press.
There you go, huh?
We used to do it all pounding, and now we have a press.
Is it kind of like a tortilla press?
I don't know. I have never seen one.
we got one. I got one of those for Christmas, and so we make tortillas at home now, and it's fantastic. But it's like a little 2 steel things, and
this machine is 27 pounds heavy, and is made out of stainless steel, solid.
Sweet. That thing is
Don't
awesome.
put your hand in it.
No, right? Finally, if you weren't in hospitality for so long, was there ever a job you thought, oh, I would love to do that, or anything, maybe you were far from it? Like, I always wanted to be like a forensic pathologist or a crime scene investigator.
No, I'm a chicken. I think when I turned 60 and opened a restaurant, I found the job that I was best at.
That's so cool.
Period. I mean, I've always been, we've always thrown a lot of parties. We always liked parties, and we always liked entertaining, but never really had this idea of opening a restaurant.
Yeah.
We were always on the other, not behind the bar. We were in front of the bar. But I think for me, I think I was born to do this. Unfortunately, and I've always said I should have started this when I was 40. But then Helga said we weren't smart enough at 40 to do something like this.
I have really enjoyed this conversation. I hope you have
Thank
too.
you. Oh yeah,
I've always loved chatting with you. I like
Adam.
your enthusiasm. Your energy is contagious. Your smile is so friendly. I've always just really liked you. You're a great neighbor. I always love seeing you walking the dog in the park. How's your dog, by the way?
Great. She had a little surgery and she's all
good?
cool.
Okay.
It's like no. I mean, we love hope.
Yeah.
So and I always say, we always have hope at home.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks,
I would wish you luck, but it's not fair to people who need it. So let's talk again soon. Let's get you back in here.
Thank you.
And,
Yes, anytime.
Appreciate you being up and Adam.
Thank you.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again.
Big thanks to Beda for bringing his history, his story, his sauerkraut casserole story. Maybe a recipe. And I got to get the goulash recipe. Got to get that. You can check out links for the website, Instagram, also Restaurant Month itself. Visit SLO.com/Restaurant Month. And remember, if you go to any spot, hit that QR code. You can win $250 to any restaurant that's participating that you want. It doesn't even have to be the one that you're eating at right then. And if for some reason you went, you're like, oh my God, I went to this restaurant this month. I didn't hit that QR code. I didn't see it. I'm going to put the link in the show notes so you can check it out. And there's a little drop-down menu on how you heard about it. If you're listening to this, you're hearing about it on Up and Adam. Put that on there. When that drop-down menu comes up, it says Up and Adam. Choose that. All right? Love partnering up with the city for SLO Restaurant Month. Want to make sure we do again next year. Get even more restaurants involved. All right? All right, look at this day. What a gorgeous day. Getting warmer. Temps creeping up to the mid-70s by the end of this week. Beautiful sunny skies. Like, this is why we live here. This is one of those times where you start sending pics to friends in other places. Not the places that are like buried in snow. That's not fair because they're really having a hard time. But maybe some of the other places that aren't getting it so bad, shoot, send it to whoever. It's gorgeous here. And also one of those times where the North County, significantly cooler. Heck, I was up there, it's been chilly. We all know Paso can get warm. Man, Paso can get chilly. But beautiful mornings all over SLOCal these last few days. So enjoy it, take some pics. All right, I want to thank our friends at Moonshiner Collective for being Up and Adam. Original music on this show, it's called Start Again. Stream them wherever you get your music. MoonshinerCollective.com for the latest. And our thanks to Tamber Winery, Timbre. Tamber Winery. Taste their wines in the village of Arroyo Grande. Josh and Chiasa make world-class wines. TamberWinery.com. And I thank them wholeheartedly for the Tamber Low Bro Studios. Yeah. All right. God, more good shows this week. Feel like because we were a little bit under the weather for Monday, this week is going by quick. So lots going on. Final week of Restaurant Month. Make sure you get out there, go support. Links in the show notes on everything you need to know about it. A list of who's playing, who's doing what they're doing. It's all right there. Also, I got that link in the show notes of if you have gone to Restaurant Month, just hit the link. Do me a favor. If you're listening to this, do me a 30-second favor. Hit the link, pick a restaurant, let them know you heard it on Up and Adam. Can you just do that? That, honestly, it means so much. Take 30 seconds to do that. Please. No, I'm waiting. No, I'm kidding. Okay, please. I do appreciate you doing that. All right. Until tomorrow, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope this week is going great for you. I'm Adam Montiel. Thank you so much for being Up and Adam.
Some say life is where it begins. Straight to the stars is where it ends. Only to start again. Let's start again. We'll start again. Let's start again.